you talked to Quentin Tarantino, who I'm a big fan of.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times.
Well, I think 2 or 3 times.
That's more than I have. So can you tell me what it was like talking to Quentin?
Exactly.
And when did you do it? Was this before the book or
No,
after the book?
No, it was after the book. And it's exactly like you'd expect it to be. I mean, his personality that you see when he does interviews is on the phone, he doesn't catch a breath. It's like, ah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, if he's excited about something. So the story was, I have 2 friends that have worked with him for years. And actually, one of them was his girlfriend. And I think she's the only girl. She told me she's the only girlfriend he's ever had that remained a friend after they broke up, you know?
Really?
Yeah. So,
that's a prestigious title to hold.
Yeah. She's actually a friend of a friend who I've become friends with out here in LA. So when he announced that he was doing this movie, his movie was coming out, I think, a month or 2 after my book came out. She said, I should give him a copy of your book if you get an advance. No. My other friend said, get the book to Sarah, and Sarah could give it to Quentin with the idea of Quentin liking it and maybe talking about it when he's promoting his movie.
Sure,
and Sarah said, well, I'll give it to him, but I really need to read it first because, everybody asked me to give shit. I mean, she went to his wedding. They're still very close. And I completely understood that. And I go, yeah, if you want to read this long, boring book, happy to give you an advance copy. So she read it. She liked it. She gave it to him. And then Billy Clark, who's his first AD and produces his movies for 20 years now, he's one of Fitz's best friends. He actually went to, I think, one or both of those bachelor parties with us. So Billy also gave Quentin.
Wow. Okay. So he finally got his attention a little bit.
Yeah, except he never opened it because naturally he was too busy. They were finishing the final cut of the film. He was doing all the promotional stuff. And then what he told me was after he got married and had a kid last year or the year before, was right when COVID started, his wife is Israeli. And I don't know if she had the baby in Israel or for whatever reason, they were there when lockdown happened. So he was stuck in Israel for like a year or something. I think he was happy to be there. But anyway, then he thought, well, I'm finally going to write my novelization of the movie that I've been wanting. The movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, famously began as a novel. And then he got frustrated because he kept visualizing. He said, well, who am I kidding? I'll do a movie. But he always wanted to go back and write the longer novel version. So at that point, he picked up my book and read it and really liked it. And he reached out to Billy, I think. And Billy said, Quentin would love to get in touch with you and talk to you. Do you mind if I give him your number? I'm like, okay.
No, you can't talk to me. Sorry. Quentin.
So he just called me from Israel, and we had these crazy conversations where he's asking, these really questions about real obscure events and stuff. But it was great because it showed that he had read the book, cover to cover. He really liked it. And I was just helping him with background for the book. And it was nice, and he was funny. His wife kept yelling at him because he was on the phone with me for like an hour. And she's like, you have to help me put the kid to bed, Quentin. He's like, no, I got Tom O'Neill on the phone. So
that's great.
Then the book came out, and he very kindly sent me a copy of it, signed and everything.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then the best thing was he went on Rogan.
Oh, sorry, his book came out.
His book,
Once Upon a Time, and he sent you. Gotcha.
And then
cool, yeah.
Then he went on Rogan around the time the book came out, not for the movie, but the book, which was probably last summer, I think. And he and Rogan.
It was before the movie, right? The book.
He had not gone. He had never been on Rogan before. He didn't go on Rogan for the movie, but he went on when the book came out a year later or 2 years last summer, and it was great because Rogan and he talked about the book for 15 minutes and just kind of fanboyed over it, and that was like one of our best-selling weeks or months ever because of the two of them going on and on about it.
I mean, you were saying like you were hoping that he would read it and shout it out to his audience. I mean, that's as good as you get. That's even better, maybe. Even.
Yeah, and he did it. It was like a lot later than I thought it could happen, but it didn't matter in the end because, and it was just great. I was just really glad he responded to it the way he did.
Right. And what did he say in general about? Did it have any influence on his stuff? And because his movie is very different.
His movie was already in the can and
He was in the can.
released when
Okay.
he read my book. But
so is his book a little bit different from the movie now that he had your
hey,
information?
now you're going to get me in trouble because I still haven't read it. I read the reviews, and the reviews say
Sure.
that it's entirely different. Even the end, yeah,
Interesting.
and he got great reviews, and it was a bestseller. It was #1 for like a month. But the problem is now I only do audiobooks, and
Sure.
uh, and I know Jennifer Days.
It's funny that a guy that wrote a book and writes for a living is not interested in like reading, I guess, and
Well,
doing because it's just
I
as
used
convenient.
to, and then Fitz turned me on to audiobooks a couple years ago,
Right.
and now it's like whenever I'm at the gym, running, driving, doing tedious
Sure.
chores, I listen to books, and I've gotten so used to it that way, and I'm going through a hell of a lot more books per year than I used to.
Fair.
So
Fair.
I every time I want to read a book, it's when I'm on a vacation or on a plane, and that's going to
Sure.
happen in about 2 weeks. So I'm bringing it with me. I'm going to Europe.